Mine's about Macbeth, and it's from the viewpoint that he feels like he wasn't in control, and there's like a presence trying to force him to do it, and it's slowly taking over. So, yeah. Pain. That's all I feel now. I thought I'd be numb to the pain by now, but no. Everything that happens to me, or because of me, it's like another part of my soul dies. And soon I won't have any part else left to die, and I don't want that to happen. I feel a breath on the back of my neck, and a presence creeping up on me, as though it wanted me to do its bidding. I feel as if the force pushing me to do these things. I feel as though, whilst they were in control of my body, I could feel the pain of what they were doing. I feel as though this presence is closing in on my heart and taking control. And I feel it after I felt the power getting so strong, I couldn't fight back anymore. My wife died. And in my grief, I felt as though the presence was leaving me. But then, it slowly started creeping back. But I must go on. I can't let this force take control of my body. I won't let this force take over my body. I am the true and only King of Scotland, and no one can take my throne.
Thoughts on that Macbeth reading? Jen?
It sounds like a strong ending as well, but I also like how you've got quite a lot of visual language in that. I don't know if that's a word, but like you can imagine it. And also when you were saying like, oh, I won't have any parts left to die. I really like that as well.
Esme?
I feel like Holly is, you could make some more references to the actual play to make sure you it's obvious that it's from Macbeth, maybe because from an outside perspective maybe you wouldn't be able to tell. But yeah, other than that, it's really good.
I'm not saying you have to go this way, but here's what I would do from your perspective. With after where his wife died and you said you felt the presence leaving, what I do is he then soon realises that the presence has just taken over and he's in the backseat basically, because basically at the end of the play he's just mad, isn't he? So I feel like that's another way you could go down, and you can have him sort of in this void of not actually being able to control his body and just viewing another person ruin everything.
I thought I really liked your use of language and how like Jeff said, visual language it was. Imagery or something, yeah. But I mean, like when you get to performing it, then you could think about kind of a moment where I felt the one was very confident, and so there could be like a moment where maybe he's letting a different side to him show through that's more vulnerable. Yeah.
George?
I quite enjoyed it, and I thought that, this may not be what you intended, but it kind of felt like your character was kind of losing control while he was saying the thing he was saying, and then at the end he kind of reassured himself and was more stable, if that makes sense. So yeah, I really like that. But yeah.
Anyone else got anything? Thanks for leaving the applause there, Justin.
Yeah.
Anyone else got anything?
Yeah.
Yep, Katie.
So are you talking to yourself or are you talking to someone else?
I'm talking to myself, like I'm in that room just trying to make sure it doesn't actually happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
What did you think? Did you think he was talking to himself or talking to someone else?
Well, I thought it was really good, but I think because of the way you were saying, I feel like you kept it kind of sounded like you were talking to a therapist or someone that was trying to help you, but in a good way, because you were really saying how you really felt. So I was just wondering if it was to someone or to yourself.
Yeah, you did. I wrote a note about I felt like you've repeated. I felt quite a lot in terms of that. So in terms of what Katie got, it may have been, but that may be intentional, so that sense of therefore getting that feeling over, and I think that's interesting when we speak these things out loud, that it may be things that people don't expect, all of a sudden go, oh, actually I've not thought about it in those terms, or I have thought about it in those terms, and I've written it deliberately. But my feeling, anyone else got anything else? Obviously, my feeling will be slow. I know it's the first read in terms of pacing. Think about how you pace that. But again, that who you're speaking to, if it is yourself, that may determine how you pace it. But I think there's a lot in there. I think Esme's interesting comment about whether there needs to be more references. Because I remember when you first started on this, you were going to cover the whole gamut of the things that had gone in Macbeth. And it's interesting that she's then said, because you presumably wheeled some of those out. And it's interesting kind of someone saying maybe one or two of them might go back in, but I don't know how long it is, whether you could extend it further to maybe add some things in. Is that the end? Is that where you've got it to the end now, so that's finished? Or at the present time it's finished?
Yeah, at the present time.
And you've got an ending to it, but that's not to say therefore you couldn't add things in between if needed, or if you wanted. Because it's like Michael said, you don't have to take any of this on board, but it's just kind of people's opinions and thoughts. So. Anything else? Anyone else got anything else? Jasmine, you want leaving in a round of applause this time?